Welcome in to the Blue Coats Beat. The Blue Coats, of course, the NBA G League affiliate of the Philadelphia 76ers. With the Blue Coats ambassador of basketball, Joe Richmond. I'm Matt Murphy. Joe, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. You know, everything is good. We're not even going to go there with my Eagles, so I'm going to start this off good. But outside of my Eagles, I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm great. Whenever anybody watches this episode or gets to it, this is the episode coming off the Philadelphia Eagles tie against the Bengals. So that's where Joe is at right now. But we've got a great one. As you can see if you're watching this on YouTube, pleased to be joined by the Blue Coats sharpshooter of the last couple seasons, Jared Brownridge, one of the best shooters we've seen in the G League over the last couple seasons.
Nice.
Jared, thanks for joining us, man. You always great to chat with you, a fan favorite in the Delaware community. We're going to talk about the media side of this shortly with your new show, but in general, how are you and what have you been up to most recently?
Thanks for having me on. You know, first and foremost, it's good to see you guys after, a long break that we've had due to coronavirus. But
good seeing you too, man.
Yep, thank you. I'm happy to be here, happy to be healthy, for my family to be healthy. My Bears are 3-0, so I'm happy about that. My Cubs 3-0. my Cubs clinched the playoff spot, so everything's all good here in Chicago. But other than that, man, I'm just truly blessed to be around family during this time. That's kind of the silver lining that I found during this time of COVID-19, spending more time with my family, getting to be around them, because I know with basketball, it takes us away for months at a time. So I'm enjoying this time before things kind of get back to normal and we get back to our normal routines.
The rundown of the show today, quick rundown. We'll get into Jared's career with the Blue Coats in the G League. We'll talk about, as I mentioned, his talk show, JB and Co. Then we'll debut a new segment. A lot of podcasts and shows do different types of drafts where you pick a topic and the hosts and the guests get to go around the horn a little bit and make their selection. So we'll debut our Big Three draft a little bit later on. And then we'll do some final questions to put a bow on it at the buzzer. But let's start with the Blue Coats, Jared. I pulled this number, and it's really impressive. I've got to compare it to other guys who have played in Delaware, but 93 career games played with the Delaware Blue Coats over the last few years. Let's go to this season in particular. I know it was a shortened season, but what were you most proud of this Blue Coats season?
I just was proud of the chemistry that we all had together. We went on a run there. It was towards like the beginning, going into the middle of the season. We went on a run of a huge winning streak, and I think that kept our confidence throughout the whole season. And then towards the end of the season, we were starting to go on another run. So that's obviously why I was, sad and disappointed in the fact that the season ended, because I really thought we were going to make a push for the playoffs. But I think just the chemistry, all the guys liked each other. All the guys meshed well with the coaching staff. So that's what I'm most proud for. When you can get a group of guys that trust each other, that like each other, that know what each other do on and off the court, I think that's how you build a great team. So I truly enjoyed it. And now it's just great to see all my teammates that are getting these contracts to go play overseas if they so choose. It's just great to see that, and I'll always be rooting for those guys.
Wow. Hey, Matt, can I throw something in here real quick?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Jared, as Matt has said, you're a fan favorite, man. You just got that nice, you're always laughing and joking and messing. I just got to ask this question, and you're going to have to think on this one. I know it's kind of early, but what was one of your favorite moments this past season, man? Or just that's something that just stuck out and said, man, this is what I miss about Delaware. This is what I miss about the game. What are some of the fans? Which one of your favorite moments, if you can throw it at us?
Wow, that's tough. There's a lot of moments that happen both on and off the floor. But, I mean, if you got me with this one. But if I had to choose off the top of my head, I just think every player individually brought something different to the game. Every player was funny in their own way. So often I think back to Chris Kumaji. He was kind of like the guy who was hilarious on the floor. I think back to all the blocks that he gets and his signature call where he puts the thumbs down anytime he blocks somebody. I think that has to be something that I've always truly enjoyed and something that I always laughed at when I was on the bench spectating at the time. So that's probably always been a great moment for me. But to call out one specific moment off the court, that's pretty hard just because we've all had, like I said, we all had great chemistry. So we all had a good time together, spending time with each other, whether it be on the road, whether it be there in Delaware, or whether it be at the events that we go to. We all mesh well. And even when you guys are there, we all have great chemistry. So that's the biggest component.
We're going to keep it with a moment, but it's going to be off the court, or on the court rather. And it's going to be over the course of your entire professional career. What was a lot of people talk about their welcome to the league type of moment where they play against a certain player or a certain event happens on the court. What was your welcome to professional basketball moment on the floor?
Wow. That's tough. I think I don't really have a specific one to say, but I think last year having Amir Richardson join us.
Amir Johnson, right?
Amir Johnson, sorry.
Yeah.
I think last year having Amir Johnson join our team towards the end of the season was a great opportunity. I'm sure it was a great opportunity for all the guys, but it was a great opportunity for me because I got to see a true professional work, see how he prepares, see how he plays in the game. And for him to want to come down and play with us during the G League to make sure he kept his minutes up, gearing up for the playoffs, I thought that spoke volumes. So you can see how a guy who's a veteran in the league, how he operates on and off the floor. So I took a lot from that, learned a lot from him when he, said his gems in the locker room throughout those 2 games. But I think that was kind of like my welcome to the league because it allowed me a chance to be around a vet who's been in the league for 10 plus years and to learn from him and to see him play.
Joe, I think that was a little harsh what we just did to Jared. We put him on the spot kind of 2 times in a row. But he's been a staple of this Delaware program, and the fans have gotten to know him. And just his time with the Bluecoats, there's been so many moments. So I think that was kind of why it might have been more difficult to think back. 93 games played, that's crazy. He's been one of the hearts and souls of this team over the last couple seasons.
But we ain't put him in no position that Coach Johnson will put him in many a times. And just like that, he came through. When his number was called, he came through. Yo, piggybacking on Amir Johnson coming down, I got to ask, do you play poker, Jared?
I don't play poker, but I need to.
Well, you should, because you got a poker face, man. You ever know whether Jared made a game-winning 3 or missed a shot or missed a pass, he got the same look. You never look like you ever shook. That's what always impressed me about you on the court. No moment was too big or nothing was that devastating. You was like, okay, what's next? And when you get guys like Amir that come down and like you said, he's working on getting himself ready for getting those minutes, he takes away some minutes sometimes when those guys come down. But you seem like you're always prepared. Whoever might have some reduced minutes or play, you guys seem like you're always prepared. Talk about that and how that mindset is so relevant, and you guys are still always having a camaraderie about those situations.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're so right, Joe. With the G League, it's a league where players are in and out, players are moving up and down, so minutes can fluctuate. So that's a huge thing with the G League. And at first, a player who's just now joining, he may not be accustomed to that. But for a player who's maybe played for a few years or has been in the G League for a few years, they kind of know how it goes. So for me, I just always kind of had that wisdom about me, knowing that things aren't always going to go your way, or guys may come up and down and it may dictate how many minutes you play. So I've never wavered. I've just always been stable. I just know that whenever my name is called, I want to be able to come in and perform to the best of my ability. That's all I can do to help the team, and that's what I can do to ultimately help myself. So I don't really worry about guys coming in and out, minutes going up and down. I just do my job. When my name's called, I do my job, and I don't show any fear while I'm out there.
You do it well, homie.
Thank you.
Before we get to JB and Co., the show, this one might be a little bit easier for you because you had the AAU scene in Chicago. You played college ball out in California, and you had summers out there and off seasons there and all that. So at any level, whether it was a game or a pickup game, whatever it might be, who are some of the best guys that you've ever played with or against on any stage?
Yeah, my team was called the Illinois Wolves, and we had a really solid team. The way I think of my AAU team is kind of like the underdogs of basketball in Chicago. We were all talented, we were all skilled, and we ultimately ended up being either the first or second best team in the state. But we were all a bunch of low-key guys and what I like to call underdogs. But then you had your superstars, who I like to call them. You had your Jabari Parkers, you had your Jahlil Okafors. I'm trying to think of who else. But
were you on the team with those guys?
No, those are the guys who we played against. We played against a lot of them. The Kendrick Nunn, who was on the All-Rookie team with Miami. We played against those guys. So that's kind of my class of 2013, and who I came up with. So it was great to go against those guys. And of course, before that, you had guys to watch like Derrick Rose, Evan Turner, Patrick Beverly. So you had all those guys to look after, and I think that's what truly created, that rich Chicago history. And Patrick Beverly actually, it's funny because he actually went to my middle school and he went to my high school for 2 years before transferring. So I had learned a lot about Patrick in the beginning of my career, just who he was. So now to see him in the NBA is crazy. To see how far he's come, because it gives a guy like me hope. It's like, okay, I come from the same place. I work hard. It's like I see a path in me trying to make it. So just to see that inspiration and get that motivation from all the guys you've played with and all the guys that have come before you is great. That's the great thing about Chicago.
And then your guy, your teammate in Delaware, Shake Milton, kind of dunked on Patrick Beverly's head on national television this season too.
Hey, look, I'm always rooting for Shake, man. That was crazy. Shake's my guy. Had a chance to get him on the episode of JB and Co. I'm always rooting for him, always in constant communication with him, and I wish nothing but the best for Shake. But that's my guy for sure.
What a transition! You're already a pro at this, transitioning into JB and Co. like that. Joe, this guy branches out into media now. We've seen him on the court. During the pandemic, he started the show JB and Co. How great of an idea was this for him to branch out in this way?
But he's made for it. That's what I'm saying. It's like his game. Even though we say he a sniper, 3-point shooter, but you need a 2-pointer, he go get it. You need a stop, he gonna make it happen. You need that timely assist, he gonna make it happen. So he has so many facets to his game. It's only natural that he has so many facets to his own personal life, and he has that skill set to go wherever he wants. And I'm excited for you. I know you have podcasts and all these different things, so I'm excited and so happy for you, bro. Nothing but success to you, every area.
Right. The new YouTube channel, you interviewed Shake Milton, as you said, Brandi, Chastain. The finale of season 1 was Steve Nash. Unbelievable. Why did you decide to start JB and Co?
Well, one, I appreciate you guys for watching and all the great words that you just said. I really appreciate it. But JB and Co started because I was a communications major at Santa Clara University, so I've always had a passion in broadcasting. I had my own show to start off at Santa Clara called Long Walks with Jared, in which I would walk with teammates of mine and the commissioner of my conference, the president of my school. So I had the opportunity to start that while I was in college, and that was kind of like the beginning phase. But then basketball obviously got hectic and it got more and more busy as I left college. So I kind of got away from it. But due to COVID-19, I knew that I wanted to capitalize on this time in some type of fashion. So as soon as we had to pack our bags and leave Delaware, I kind of started plotting and figuring out what's going to be next during this time span. So that's where I came up with the idea for the show and a new show at that called JB and Co, in which I interview distinguished individuals and talk about their success journey, talk about the lessons they've learned along the way. And I hope it was a way for people who are listening, for my audience, to take things from those episodes, to take gems from those episodes and apply them to their own life. And during that time, I also wanted to shed light on things happening in America, such as police brutality and systemic inequality, just because, it's something that's a problem in our country. Me as a Black man, I want to be able to use my platform in some type of way to shed light on that. So you were able to hear a lot from my guests, both white and black, who joined the show. But that's JB and Co. basically, and I hope to keep it going. And I'm glad that I've gotten great feedback so far.
Well, he used the word distinguished, so Matt, you must be up next.
No, I was going to say you're next, Joe.
I like it.
What do you guys think? Should we get into the debut of our Big Three draft, a new segment here? I think we're going to do it.
I'm ready for it, man. Let's do it.
And I hope you guys prepared, because the topic is best basketball films. We're each going to take 3 picks, and we picked that because of The Last Dance, all the fanfare around that, and Jared being from the Chicago area. And I like I said, a lot of shows do this. Some do 5 picks each. We'll keep it short and sweet. We'll go around the horn. We'll do it draft style, though. We're always going to let the guest pick first. So Jared's going to have the first pick. And then Joe and I, on each episode, will probably alternate second and third. Joe, I'll let you have the second pick on this one because I'm such a nice guy. But let's start with Jared, and he can get us started with his first pick in our best basketball movie draft.
Wow, I think for my first pick, considering that Denzel Washington is such a great actor, I'd have to go with He Got Game. That has to be my first pick. He's an amazing actor. I think a lot of people respect what he does on film, and also to add Ray Allen in there as Jesus Shuttlesworth. I think both of them combined made for a great movie. So I have to say He Got Game for my first pick.
Oh wow, can't lose with that one. Well, my first pick would have to be Glory Road. It was about a school that my big brother Mike went to, which was at the time is Texas Western, but at that time now is Texas El Paso. Mike played for the legendary Don Haskins, who was portrayed in the movie, and Big Daddy Latin's son is from Sugar Land, Texas, Cliff Latin. And some people say Latin, some people say Latin. I say Cliff Latin. And so we're like brothers. And so that would have to be my movie, Glory Road.
I had a feeling Joe was going to snag Glory Road from me because of his personal connection to it. That's fine, though. It's more fitting for you. I get 2 picks in a row now.
He's gonna make the rules.
What's up with these rules, man?
It's only fair. It's like a fantasy draft. I'm in the 3rd position. It goes back around the other way.
I like it.
So Jared really had to make his He Got Game pick count because he doesn't pick again for a couple picks now. I'll snag Hoosiers first. And then I didn't think I was going to have a chance at The Last Dance, but because documentaries are included, I guess I got to take The Last Dance from you guys. So I'll go with Hoosiers and The Last Dance, and then Joe and Jared in that order coming up next.
Wow. That's pretty good. I'm gonna get a little fun here, and I'm gonna go with Space Jam.
I like it.
Since you gonna go with Last Dance, I'm gonna keep it with Mike. You can't lose when you got Mike in anything. So it's a fun movie, has some great characters in it, and I was a Looney Tunes guy, so I'm gonna go with Space Jam.
Yeah, I was hoping that Glory Road would get a chance to come back to me. I also love Space Jam, so I'm upset that got taken. And
you have 2, Jared, right here.
I have 2, okay. And then, of course, the Last Dance documentary. That was an amazing documentary about a great time in Chicago. So that's a good choice, Matt. I'll have to take for my second pick. Well, as you guys can see, I don't know if you guys can see this. You guys know what movie this is?
Oh, yeah.
White Men Can't Jump. I got to take that as my second pick, ultimately because, 1, I just enjoyed it as a movie as a whole, and 2, I think it shows great qualities working in pairs, being able to trust, being able to believe in your teammates. So I really respect that movie.
And I got next.
No, Jared's got one more, and then it goes back to us to finish it out.
Wow.
All right, go ahead, Jared.
All right. I don't know if any of you guys have this on your mind, but I have to probably take Coach Carter. Samuel L. Jackson is another great actor of mine, favorite of mine, and I think the qualities that he teaches those young men in high school of how not to just play basketball, but how to grow up as they get ready to venture out and be adults. I think that was a great movie in itself.
I love when they all went and did some of his push-ups and some of his running. I love that part of Coach Carter. But this here, Matt, was too easy. I mean, too easy. That was from one of my, your movie, White Head Jump. But my pick is Above the Rim.
Ooh,
I actually haven't seen that.
I love that movie, and also a good friend of mine, Sam Worthen, who's a Globetrotter coach. He had a part in there when played it on Tupac's, on the team that Tupac put together. My man Sam Worthen played on that team, who could really play original New Yorker. So it was a great movie, and that's my other pick.
All right, so I have the last pick. I'm just gonna have a little fun with it. I don't care what anybody says. I'm gonna pick Like Mike, because I really liked that movie growing up. It was just a fun movie. A lot of NBA players featured in it. So that's just kind of my throwaway pick. It probably doesn't belong in this group, but it's a fun movie. I feel like maybe the biggest snub might have been Hoop Dreams, since documentaries and everything were included. But I think all around we all had.
I think the biggest snub would have been Blue Chips.
All right. Well, we all had a chance to pick it. So
did anybody say Hoosiers?
He did, man.
Oh, you said that's right. You said Hoosiers. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a movie with Penny Hardaway and Shaq, Larry Bird, and all. How we didn't pick Blue Chips?
That's true. That's true. Hey, I respect it. I respect all you guys' choices. I respect it.
Oh yeah, you had some great ones.
Jared had the most educated reasoning for most of his picks. Me and Joe are just out here spitballing. But it was the debut. We'll get that out there, see what everybody else thinks of our picks. But I think that was a great way to start it. Winding down, just a couple random questions. We usually say at the buzzer, anything we can squeeze in between Joe and I with our guest. I'll start with one that I like to ask everybody. Obviously, there's a lot of travel in sports. There's a lot of travel in basketball. And in the G League, the travel can get interesting. Jared, outside of your home city, which would be a trip to the Windy City Bulls, what is your favorite road city to visit outside of your home city, and why?
That's a great question. I don't know if I'm allowed to give this answer, because for the time that I've been there, we've never traveled here. But it would be California. If we could just get them on the schedule just once, that's all that I'm asking for. Just once, can we get California on the schedule? Because, California is kind of like my second home. My girlfriend, my friends, some family are out there. So it'd be great to go out there and play, and also to get out of the East Coast and the Midwest to go enjoy some nice, beautiful weather. I've always looked forward to that. So that would probably be my first if we went there. But since we didn't, I'll give you one more. Probably
Toronto.
I like Toronto.
That's been a popular pick.
Toronto is probably a popular pick. So I would say between Toronto, or I would say between Arizona. So I know when we're in Arizona, we play far away, but for the time that we did go there, most of the teammates and I, we went back to Arizona after we got that win. And had a good night out there, and Arizona is a great state, so we had a good time. So I think I'll put that on my list for sure.
All right, Joe, anything you want to squeeze in?
Yeah, hopefully I do get to talk to you between now and then, but I know you got a birthday coming up in November, you've done some basketball, and you've alluded, me and Matt has talked about, you got some good friends that are going to be playing in the NBA finals, guys that you done played against and had some battles with, and you've seen guys like Shake and Shea go up. What is your mental as far as, with COVID and some of the things, as far as your next level for your next move for basketball in your career?
Yeah, my mentality stays the same. I know with COVID-19, it caused distractions, caused uncertainty for a lot of people, even for us basketball players, in choosing where we're going to play and things of that nature. But my mentality stays the same, which is continue to work hard, continue to find something new on my game to work on. So that way I'm always improving every single year. So I've been in the gym nonstop, continuing to work and prepare for whatever my next opportunity is. And I just want to continue to see myself move forward. Wherever that may be, I don't know. I don't really keep that in mind. As long as I know that I'm making the right improvements to elevate my game in the way that I want to see it, that's all that really matters to me. So just really going at it full force and not worrying about all the outside factors and distractions that can come my way. So just keeping laser focused.
Well, I'm hoping that one day, man, you get to put on a jersey. One day up there, man. I just want to see it. I say, I know. Oh, that was my guy. It's my guy.
I really do appreciate that, and I hope I get the opportunity as well too. I'll continue pushing for it. But like I said, man, I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the support that you give me throughout the season and even outside of the season. So thank you guys for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, Jared, you just got Joe all fired up towards the end. So now I got to go in and check the audio levels on that when he gets excited. We're gonna have to do that in the editing process now. But this was a lot of fun. I feel like you've been on every Blue Coats platform we possibly have over the years, and you're always great with your time, and we always enjoy talking to you. So thanks again for coming on.
I appreciate it, man. Looking forward to the best for the Blue Coats success, and wishing nothing but the best to the Blue Coats fans. Sorry that the season had to end early, but I hope something is good in store for you guys in the future.
The fans can follow the Blue Coats on Twitter at @blue_coats, at Delaware Blue Coats on Facebook and Instagram as well. For my partner, the Blue Coats ambassador of basketball, Joe Richmond, I'm Matt Murphy, and we'll catch you next time on the Blue Coats Beat.